This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. If you click on the link in the description below, it'll take you to their store and they'll know I sent you there. Alright, so before we jump into another premiere draft of Kaldheim, I want to remind everyone that my content is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by clicking on the link in the description below on YouTube or the logo below on Twitch. They have all the Magic products you want, including Kaldheim, so check out their store. Well, this isn't the most exciting pack ever. This rare, it's not as easy to go tribal enough to make this work as you might think. I mean, you can do it, but it's not that easy to set up. It's not super easy, like in some sets with tribal stuff. I think we probably just take the pack mate. I think it's the best card in this pack by a pretty wide margin. It's better than most of the uncommons and many of the rares in the set too. So, it's not the worst thing to be here. It's just the second best card in this pack, which is probably these three cards: the Crown, the Warrior, and Rally the Ranks, maybe Mistwalker. It's a pretty steep drop-off after pack mate. So, yeah, let's go ahead and grab our pack mate. Okay. So, she's kind of hard to set up, more so than most of these. It's just not that easy to get enough legendary creatures for this to, really matter. So, yeah. There is a delay, Johnny. I mean, it's not an especially long one, but there is a delay. So, I mean, if you end up with a few legendary creatures, you can at least draw you some stuff, which isn't bad. But it's hard to make her work. So I'm looking a little harder at Dwarven Hammer, Predagard Stronghold, and Frostbite. The Hammer has proven to be pretty good. Its ability to make any creature into a threat is no joke. And I think it's probably what we're going to end up taking here over Kolvori. As cool as she is, she's just very difficult to make worthwhile in Limited. You can end up in a deck that she is good in, but it's not that likely, So, yeah, let's grab the Hammer. Frostbite's pretty good, too, but I do think the Hammer is a little better. Okay. Ooh, interesting pack. So, this one's pretty strong. I think Bounding Gold, Sorrel's Packmate are both really good. Rise of the Dreadmourn's not bad either, but it's definitely one of these commons that we want. I'm leaning towards Bounding Gold, but it's not, way better than the Packmate, but it is better, I think. And we can also splash it, so splashing is not that hard in this format, so I think we go ahead and grab Bounding Gold there. Another Packmate would have been cool, I guess, but this thing has been a pretty big disappointment overall. It was hard to evaluate, I think, for me anyway. Probably a D. I think I gave it a C+ or something in my set review. Well, we'll grab another Bounding Gold here. Elven Bow's alright, but it's no Bounding Gold. Okay, so Fall of the Imposter's not bad. Kill something big after a few turns of pumping a guy or two. Herald's not bad either. Elves is one of the tribal decks you can actually make work in this format. Yeah, I think we take Fall of the Imposter here. It's probably just what I would take if this were, obviously this isn't pack one, pick one, because lots of cards are missing, but I think it's the best card in this pack. Lindworms are nice, but... Ooh, this is a pretty late Clarion Spirit. This thing can set up some silly, silly things if you're double spelling. And I think we take it. Axgard Armory is a little tempting, but I think I like the Spirit more. Okay. Then there's this pack. I think I'd rather have Mammoth Growth than the Sentinel. Sentinel's just abysmal. I mean, you play it if you're desperate. That's why I gave it a D in my set review. Mammoth Growth, at least if we end up in a super aggressive deck, we'll be playing it. The blue cards here and the black card here don't do a whole lot to pull me in any direction. Snow-Covered Swamp maybe should be in the conversation. If we end up green-white, I'm going to take Mammoth Growth here. Seems like it's a little more likely to make the cut to me. Okay, so if we end up red-white, we probably want Axgard Armory here. I'm not 100% sure that's where we'll end up, but I think it's strong enough to be what we want to take here. It can already search up our Bounding Gold and Dwarven Hammer, so yeah, I think we're happy with that. Okay, Funeral Longboat's not bad. Certainly not exciting. Might just grab a Snow-Covered Plains here. White has very few cards. There's one rare that cares about snow, and that's pretty much it. But both red and green, although red has literally one common that cares about it, but they care about it a little bit. So yeah, I think I'll take the Plains here. Okay, so white is looking more open. We've got Story Seeker and Goldmaw Champion here. Not to mention the Cleric. I haven't loved it. You know, if I have a bunch of Clarion Spirit type things, I'll play them, a lot of them. But yeah, they could probably take the Champion here over Story Seeker. Okay, well, and here we'll take a Story Seeker. I can live with that. So we wouldn't mind splashing Fall of the Imposter, so we can keep our eye out for treasure and dual lands and stuff. But right now it looks like we're probably, well now we'll take an Elderleaf Mentor, so maybe we will be green. I don't know. That's a pretty solid little card. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we don't have a whole lot of green or red at this point. We could be either green-white or red-white. White seems plenty open, but other than that. So I'm more likely maybe to play Herald than I am Arachniform, I think. I don't like that aura. This set has lots of decent auras. So we might end up with enough equipment and auras to support two of these. Right now, I would say we probably won't, but, you know. I think that first pack went pretty well. We have some powerful cards, like Clarion Spirit, Bounding Gold, and stuff. We don't know exactly where we're going to be, color-wise, but okay. So this is a cool card. I think it's also, like, if you're in the Elf deck, you can probably make it work, but other than that, not so much. Fall of the Imposter #2 isn't too bad. But there's also a Serulf's Packmate, which I do think is just better. Sculptor of Winter is nice, not so much. In green-white, it's not great. And right now we have one snow-covered land, so... And Packmate is just really good. The efficiency, the card draw. I think it's better than Fall of the Imposter overall. And it's what we'll take here. Axgard Braggart's not bad either. There's lots of decent things in this pack. But the Packmate is what we want the most. Oh, man. So we have Nico Eris here, who's a really good card. Not quite a bomb, I don't think, but pretty good. We could seriously consider taking it, but it's also another Bounding Gold. And, you know, the thing with Nico is it gives you value no matter what, and that makes it a pretty strong card. Well, if you pay for the shard tokens, but... It is harder to set up than most Planeswalkers in terms of, like, value town. Like, I think pack one, pick one, it would be Nico Eris over Bounding Gold and Demon Bolt in this stuff. But I think given where we already are, the double blue is hard to make work, etc. I think we probably just take Bounding Gold #3. Yeah. Of course, now there's a Vega the Watcher, which really makes me wish I was blue-white. And it may be what we actually take here. It's going to be funny if we end up in blue-white after all of that. You know, this is a pretty good aggro card. But yeah, I think we want Vega. The upside on Vega is pretty big. And we do already have some foretelling. Okay. All right, so we got Frostbite. We got Alpine Meadow. We've got Spectral Steel. All of those seem like reasonable picks for our deck. I'd probably go with Frostbite here, although we're doing okay on removal, obviously. Not super cheap removal, but we do have it. I do like Spectral Steel. Its ability to get stuff back is no joke. Yeah, I think we take Frostbite in the end here. Well, there's another really good Signpost uncommon in Agar. Feed the Serpent's quite good. This pack in general is pretty strong for how late we are. I don't think we want a third Axgard Armory. So we're looking at Fearless Pup or Elderleaf Mentor. This is better with equipment and whatnot. This is better at going wide. We could use a lower curve for our Clarion Spirit, that's for sure. Yeah, I think I'll grab Fearless Pup here. See what happens there. Okay, we do actually already have one Herald. And we don't have very many elves right now, but it could happen. Arnie Slays the Troll's pretty good if we wanted to be red-green. I'm not super convinced that's where we're going to end up. I think white-green is more likely. And I think that means I want to take another Goldmont champion here. Okay, so Doomscar Oracle can really help set up like our Clarion Spirit, in addition to just being an efficient creature that gains you some life. I like it more than the Shield Mate. So I don't think Vega the Watcher is going to happen, but we'll see. Oh, man. So we're seeing like all of these powerful signposts that aren't like anywhere near what we're trying to do. Like Narfi and Furia are both things you can first pick pretty easily. Unfortunately, she's double black, so splashing her is kind of out of the question. So that's kind of annoying. We'd have Glittering Frost for some fixing here if we really wanted it. I think I'll probably just take this Glacial Floodplain. Okay, we'll take a Braggart here. Braggart over Snow-Covered Forest. Alright, well, I think we'd probably take a Divine Gambit here. We could consider playing Vault Robber for fixing, but I think Divine Gambit, like in the super late game, is something, you know, it's an okay removal spell. I think I may have been a little too hard on it in my set review. I think I gave it a D. It's probably more like a C, I guess. But yeah. We'll grab a Snow-Covered Island, because, you know, why not? Well, we'll take Invoke the Divine here. Good Saturday to you, Conrad. I will take the bird. Why not, you know? Ooh. Well, do we finally have something that's convinced us to go green-white and commit one way or another? I think maybe. We have. We don't have a ton of ways of making tokens without it, but even without other ways of making tokens, it's good. And we do actually have other ways of making tokens, just not like a million of them. We might consider a splash of some of these, not Fearless Pup so much, but yeah, I think we probably take Battle for Bredegard. I do like Rootless U. Our deck doesn't have any targets for it yet, but you know, Masked Vandal is something you kind of always want one of in this format. But yeah, we'll take Battle for Bredegard. This card's been fun, but yeah, Battle for Bredegard for us. Master Scald is looking pretty good in our deck because of the sagas we have right now. We definitely don't have the snow mana to support Faceless Haven. So here I think I probably do take a Rootless U over a Frostbite. All we really need to do is find one thing it can search up, and we're kind of happy with that. And even if you don't, you know, the fail case is fine. So yeah, we'll take Rootless U. Yeah, we do need to lower our curve some, that's for sure. It's a little less of a train wreck than it looks like because of our like pack mates and stuff that have Foretell, but you know. Okay, so a couple good black cards here. Do we just want another Gold Maw champion? Like, kind of think we do over our other options here. I don't see us as being a deck that needs Path to the World Tree or any of that. So, thank you for the follow, P. Volas. Yeah, let's just grab another Gold Maw champion here. Right now, I'd say we're not playing any red. I mean, that could change, of course. But right now, I don't think we are. So, that doesn't really help us do anything, right? Not really. No. No, it doesn't. I think we just want a 2-drop here. I do like Doomscar Oracle a reasonable amount, but having some cheap actual 2-drops, a few of those, is probably what we want in this deck. So, thank you for the follow, Conrad. Yeah, so we'll take Guardian Glade Walker over Oracle. Okay, so we probably want Master Scald here over Story Seeker. Yeah, I think we're going to take the Scald. We also have the Bound in Golds, so we have plenty of things to find. Oh yeah, these Axe Guard armories would have been kind of nice, but it's not going to pan out in a way that we actually play them. So, yeah, probably just the Valkyrie here. It's another card that isn't really a 4-drop. Well, we're not interested in splashing black, and we don't have anything that cares about snow. We could end up with it, like, you know, the green 2-drop that untaps Snowlands, but yeah. We also don't have anything to get with Rootless U right now, which is kind of annoying. But those things happen. We're going to take another Braggart, I guess. Okay, so probably Doomscar Oracle here. Do we want this little 1-drop? We don't really have... I mean, I guess we have these. We have some ways of making it bigger. Yeah, I think I want it more than a second Master Scald anyway. And Broken Wings may actually make the cut. We didn't pick up the Changeling, so we may want Broken Wings instead. The Changeling is way better, but it does kind of feel like you need to have one of these in your deck most of the time. Makes you feel a lot less helpless, anyway, when you're staring down something where you're like, oh my god, I don't have any way to remove that. So I don't think Mammoth Growth will be making the cut here. We don't have any real reason to play our Snow-Covered Plains. Okay, cool. This Doomscar Oracle came back. I'm down. This deck does not seem awesome. Doesn't seem terrible either, but... So I think we're mostly just an aggro deck, and I think that means we probably don't want something like Rootless U that can't search up anything and do anything in this deck the way it's constructed. And we just want to be trying to curve out. And, I mean, unfortunately we don't have a ton of 2s, but Sorrel's Packmate is a secret 2-drop. Stalwart Valkyrie can be 2, but yeah, it is a little awkward. Or maybe don't have quite the aggressive curve one would really want. But it seems alright. I do think we want to leave in Broken Wings. Unfortunately, it's kind of a necessary evil in this format. Yeah. So what's our last cut? Could be a Braggart, which is fine. The Mentor's okay. Maybe it's just the Mentor. It does give us another way to make elf tokens, but they're the exact same token, so it won't actually double if we have 2 in play. We'll just get 1 more. But it does increase the chances we have an elf token for Chapter 3. But it is a little awkward. It's probably the least impactful card. I mean, Doomscar Oracle is not incredible either, but it does set up double spelling for Clarion Spirit, gains us some incidental life, stuff like that. I mean, it's probably either an Oracle or the Mentor that gets cut here. I'm leaning Mentor. I mean, at this point, we don't actually have any other ways of making tokens, which is still fine, but we didn't end up, we cut our hammer, which would have given us a dwarf token, potentially, for it to copy. Morning Drop of Flame. We could consider maybe cutting a land. We could maybe get away with that. I don't think you necessarily always want to do that just because you're playing 2 colors. But our curve is low enough and that I think we can maybe get away with it. I'm going to just keep the Snow-Covered Plains in our deck just because it might make our opponents think we can do something that we can't. So I'm just going to leave it around. Yeah. Hi, Crokies. Yes, I am the MTG Top 10 Neat Sahone. That's me. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Cut the Oracle. Cut the Oracle. Cut a land. These are the choices we have. I think cutting a land is actually pretty reasonable. The only thing I don't like about it is dropping a source of white. Doesn't feel great, but it doesn't feel terrible either. So I think this probably works for us. All right, I'll be right back, and then we will play the games. Okay, how's this look? This looks all right, thanks to Foretell. Yeah. It'll be funny if our snow-covered plane scares them. But yeah, I think Divine Gambit, like in the later part of the game, is perfectly all right. I mean, it is easy to imagine the worst-case scenario. You know, most people have a problem of imagining the best-case scenario when they evaluate cards. And it's definitely not, you know, good, but it's also not a D, I don't think. You know, being near useless in the early game is not insignificant downside. Okay, so I think we probably just want to play our Story Seeker here. Yeah, let's play Story Seeker. Yeah, it's fine in limited. It's basically, you pretend like it's a 6-mana removal spell that can kill anything. And that, if you look at it like that, it's perfectly reasonable card. Right, so we're not even going to foretell. We're just going to play all this stuff on curve, which is going to be kind of funny. So yeah, we're going to play Doomstar Oracle. Oh yeah, I mean, against Turbo Aggro, it's pretty bad. That's... You're not wrong. But yeah. They're just foretelling it up over there. Yeah, that card does some stuff. I think we play our Braggart here, just in the turn. Wonder what this is. Maybe about to find out. Could just be a Raven, but seems like it's something else. Since they could have just cast a Raven the turn they foretold it. Okay. Okay, so... I just want a Bounding Gold, or actually, I can just Divine Gambit. I'm in a window now where it won't hurt us at all. So we're going to Divine Gambit while we have this window available to us. And then we can still foretell something. Alright, and then attack with both of those. It's too bad I had to use all my white mana, because then this would be a really nasty attack for our opponent to deal with. Alright, then we're going to foretell this. Oh yeah, we had those spirit tokens too for Battle for Bredegard. I kind of forgot about that. I mean, yeah. What are they gonna do? Wipe the board? Oh, nope. They're gonna time walk though. That's what they had suspended. Yeah, that's pretty gross. I mean, luckily we're far enough ahead that it doesn't wreck us. We're not like at parity. If we were at parity, they would have pulled ahead, and if they were ahead, the game would be over. But, yeah. So if I play one Doomscar Oracle... Oh no, I can only gain... Yeah. I'd have to have them both in play already when I cast both of them to get the life. So I won't be able to gain as much life as maybe I'd like. I do like Alrund's Epiphany. I drafted it during the early access event. It was pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. Yeah, that's pretty gross. They're definitely making the most of their extra turn. Okay, well, now that we drew another Bounding Gold, I think I'm going to slap one on the Kinseekers and attack with everything here. Yeah, play our Oracle. Play Bounding Gold. Attack with everything. Yep. Kill you. So their armory may be able to search them up a Bounding Gold or something, which would be annoying, but it's not exactly like we have one overwhelmingly powerful creature on the board right now anyway. You know, still removal, but yeah. Yeah, the red land could jack us up at some point. Luckily, it can only kill our Oracle right now. But yeah, we don't really want to play... I haven't played Battle for Bedegard partly because I don't really want to deal with that. But also, we haven't really had the time. I mean, it's been better to just pressure our opponent the way we have. Yep, I do have Broken Wings. So if they got Bounding Gold, it wouldn't be the end of the world. That's for sure. You just gonna smash for 9 here? No. Interesting. Okay. Well, in that case, I guess we're just gonna play our other Bounding Gold and then foretell the other Oracle. That should actually just kill them, so it doesn't matter. I'm thinking further ahead than I need to. Yeah. Yep, this seems fine. It's nice that there's no real downside to running snow-covered plains. I guess the downside is there's that one god who will tap down your plains when it comes in. I guess that probably means it's strictly worse in a deck with 0 reasons to be playing it. But yeah. Alright, so I think we'd rather foretell the Packmate here. Such a strong turn 3 play to play a Packmate. Right. That's some aggro from a from a Karfell Harbinger. Not something you expect to see, really. Though there is this minor upside of making our opponent think maybe we're going to do something with snow mana, but there's so little that one can do. Yeah, that's fine. We already got a 2-for-1 out of it, so it doesn't hurt our feelings too much. We're just going to go with the Braggart here. Thought about maybe going a little different route, but... I think we just take it if it attacks us. Ooh, they're playing Omen. Open the Omen Paths. It'll be interesting to see if somebody can actually make that card work. It's not something I've witnessed so far. Okay, so I think we're probably just going to double spell here instead of doing any foretell things or boasting. Put the counter on our Braggart. Attack with it. I guess maybe putting it on the Oracle could have been a little better, because this would have a way to make itself a 4/4, and this also wouldn't be able to be blocked by the Harbinger. I guess. Yeah, that's a little annoying. Mostly for our Doomscar Oracle, who I didn't put the counter on. Ooh, that's really annoying. Luckily, we do have Bounding Gold, so we're not too concerned. Yeah, so let's put Bounding Gold. Yeah, I want to leave up mana so that I can boast with my Braggart. So I'm going to put Bounding Gold here. I'm going to attack with my Braggart. And if they don't block it, which I kind of doubt they will, I'd probably just play Doomscar Oracle. Yeah, they'll just block it with 1, in which case we say sure. Then we'll play our Oracle. So it may be a while before Divine Gambit is a safe choice here. Yeah. That's interesting, I think, that they were more worried about... Ah, that's because they're going to steal the other one. Okay. Clever. So... I guess we probably Divine Gambit our own Braggart in the near future. Two non-basic, non-creature permanents that share a card type. So they could exchange control of Bounding Gold and bind the monster, but that won't make any difference. So I don't think we're too worried about the Trickster God's Heist. I think we're more worried about our Braggart than anything. Although they don't have the mana to boast, but it might still be pretty good for them. Alright, so let's send in our Guardian Gladewalker here. See what happens there. Oh, what the hell am I doing? Maybe I psyched them out. I definitely should not be attacking there. That was bad. That's what you call a punt. Alright, so let's Divine Gambit our own Braggart. They can't steal a plains. It's non-basic, non-creature. Yeah, so not so much. So we're both in top deck mode. Exchanging control of non-creature, non-basic permanents isn't going to make a difference here. None of these do anything once they're attached. Tormentor's Helm could, but we don't have an artifact and... you know, so it's not, that part's not going to do anything. The gain 3 life will do something. Yeah. If we had any non-basic lands, it could have done it. But yeah, that was a pretty bad oopsie-doopsie, as you put it. Well, Guess we're going to play our Battlefield Raptor here. And in the turn... we need to draw something impactful. You know, not like a land, but something else. I guess the Raptor's actually a pretty reasonable blocker on this board, but yeah, that's a nice thing to have in the late game for our opponents. Okay. That's not too terrible. Alright, so let's attack. Yeah, so he's obnoxious. We're gonna block with our Elderleaf Mentor, but they're gonna get to boast. Thank God it's not something. What? Oh, I guess you do have blue mana. Right, so we're gonna go for the block. Does 1 damage to us because of the Tormentor's Helm, but oh darn. I mean, you know. It's not a huge deal, but I would like for that not to be dead. Hey! There's something that's a little more impactful. So... yeah, we're just gonna swing in. Then play Braggart. Alright, so we're gonna try to block this thing again. Hey, we did it that time. Huh, interesting. If they put that on their 3-2... you don't have different names, so... okay. Well... we attack with our Braggart and our Raptor here. We could hold off and plan on using Goldmaw Champion, I guess, but I think this attack's fine. Nice. So actually, I can kill 2 of these things. This doesn't... I mean, we're in the late game, so honestly, I just think... although, I guess I can attack through it a little more effectively. So maybe I'd rather kill the Harbinger. One of the Harbingers, just because of the stats. Yeah. I think that seems reasonable. And then we boast. Play our Goldmaw Champion. Ooh. It's not, like, amazing right now, but it can really mess up Immersturm Raider. So I think I attack with everything here and boast, make Karfell Harbinger unable to block. And then see if we can get some value out of Broken Wings. Now, they do have this, which could be any number of things, but... yeah, I think we just go for it here. Tap down Harbinger. Oh yeah, I could destroy Bounding Gold. It might be more valuable, though. I think it is more valuable to get a blowout here by blowing up their Tormentor's Helm. Yeah. If they can do something in response, it's not going to feel so good, but I'm hopeful that they can't. Yeah, alright. Fine. We do still get in for a bunch of damage. We kill that creature. I mean, I can live with it, but... you know. Hey. Who told you you can play a flyer? Ooh, another Goldmot champion is welcome. Okay, so we're just going to hard cast this here, just because it may draw something we want now. You know, like that Bounding Gold I just drew. We won't be able to use Boast as well, but I think that's probably fine. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think we probably had them dead anyway, but especially after we drew Bounding Gold. Feels like this deck, maybe we wanted a Warhorn Blast. I mean, luckily we're not all in on going wide without a Warhorn Blast. But it seems like it goes wide enough it could have used it. Ooh, man. So, with Foretell, I do get an extra draw. All I need to do is hit one Plains. And this hand is perfectly fine. Well, a Plains and another land, I should say. I don't think it's the worst keep, thanks to our Packmate. I think this is fine. I think we'll see enough cards to be okay. Famous last words. Aha! Or things will just go my way. Interesting. So, I think we just play the Spirit. We may draw a way to double spell in the near future, so... Alright, so... let's attack. And then foretell this. So if we draw a 2-drop next turn, we could get a token out of the deal. I may not actually play the Packmate next turn. If I don't draw a 2-drop, I probably just play the Braggart. It's going to be more of a concern on the board than like Packmate in the near future, I mean. Well, that's annoying. Well, we did draw a 2-drop, but it's not really one we can play. Yeah, let's play our Braggart here. Hold on to our Packmate for maybe a turn where we Divine Gambit. We've gotten it like every game, and it's worked so far. So far, we haven't had it stuck in our hand in a miserable situation. It's bound to happen eventually, but, you know. We haven't ended up there yet. Next turn, I can, even if I don't draw a 2-drop, I can attack and boast and play our Packmate, which is not bad. Doesn't trigger our Spirit, mind you, but, you know, it does the job. Or a job, anyway. Some sort of job. We should actually have a pretty good attack here. Attack plus Packmate seems perfectly reasonable. They're tapped out, so I can actually play the Packmate first. They're not going to be able to... Well, I guess they'll know more about whether I'm going to use my Braggart, and I don't know that there's anything I would draw with the Packmate that would change my plans here. I guess maybe a 2-drop would do it. Yeah. Let's do it. Okay, well, alright. So I think we attack first here with our Braggart. I don't think they block. And then I play Doomscar Oracle. Yeah, so that we get the token. That works for me. Threat of activation, you know? Oh, yeah, okay. That's not ideal. We have 2 cards in our hand that are sort of useless. I mean, Master Scald's not completely useless. So eventually, this will probably kill our Braggart, unfortunately. But yeah. Wonder what they have. Another Packmate? That would be unfortunate. Well, it's not another Packmate, but it does put a counter on that thing, which is less than stellar for us. Alright, so we're going to attack in the air. And then play another Braggart. I guess I could have held on to that with the plan of trying to double spell, but I don't think that's what we want to do there. Yeah, 3/4 is pretty good on this board. Seems almost like they're going to end their turn without doing anything, but that seems real weird if that's what happens. Okay, they're going to foretell at least. That's less weird. Yeah, alright, so... Is it worth just sending in both Braggarts because I can then make one big enough next turn to tingle with the Packmate? I mean, they'll get to kill one here. I'm probably just going to play Master Scald this turn. Though, and I can't do that if I attack and whatnot. Yeah, I don't think we need to do it. Yeah, especially because the other Braggart would just die, so... The question here is whether I want to play the Scald to save the Braggarts. I probably... I mean, I don't hate that plan. It is bigger than they are and all that. Also, holding onto it means I might double spell again, and another Spirit token would go a long way. Alright, I think we'll hold off here. I think there's enough reasons. Maybe we draw a Saga, etc., so... So, goodbye, one Braggart. They're probably about to play Master Scald. Actually, they don't have a creature in their graveyard. Otherwise, they probably would. Maybe they'll attack with their Gladewalker here just to get a creature in the graveyard. Normally, like, holding on to cards just so you can double spell isn't ideal, but I think in this board state where our 1/1s are... These 1/1 flyers are a big deal. I think it's worth doing. Yeah, we're just going to take 5 here. I mean, there's no reason to do anything else. So this is a game where Divine Gambit, like, we'd much rather it be like a lot of other cards, like a 2-drop. But I feel like the game, there's a lot of game left, and we'll get to the part of the game where it's useful eventually. So we have 7 mana. If we draw a 2-drop, we'd be able to double spell with Master Scald. They must have something else big or something to kill our Braggart. Otherwise, they wouldn't have attacked the way they did, I don't think. Man, they're tanking hard. Alright, well now suddenly our flyer situation isn't quite as impressive. Ooh. Well. There's our Fall of the Imposter, which kind of makes us want to hold on to Master Skald, huh? 4, 6, yeah. So let's play Fall of the Imposter here. So I think we probably put a counter on our Braggart because he'll force a block, a pretty significant one this turn. Yeah. Let's put it on the Braggart. I guess I could have put it here and then attacked with a couple things, but I think attacking with it is more of a problem for our opponent. Yeah. I may just take it, which I'd be cool with, honestly. Yeah, I figure they're probably going to double block. Well, they have to... Do they have to triple block? No, they can just double block with these two. And I kill them both, which I think is well worth it. Interesting. I mean, I'm even happier just to do this. There's got to have something here, right? Yeah. Okay. Well, no reason to do anything there. It's just a waste of mana. So we'll just let that happen. This is a slow, like if this, it's unfortunate chapter 1 isn't the removal, both because, you know, killing this would have been good, but also because Master Skald getting it back would be more immediately impactful. Oh boy. So I think I'm just taking 8 here. Let's see if they can kill us with Mammoth Growth or plus Double Strike Trick or something. So we probably have to put a counter on our flyer just so it can trade with Stalwart Valkyrie. We're also getting into territory where we're just going to have to play Divine Gambit and cross our fingers. Potentially. So sometimes you got to do it. We may also just have to play Master Skald before this is done. Like if we don't draw a creature, we kind of have to do it. Okay. Well, that's interesting. So, yeah, I think we put the counter here. Yeah, we'll put the counter... Trying to decide what I'm putting Bounding Gold on, because it could be the Packmate, it could also be the Valkyrie. It's one of them. The Packmate I can stop on the ground at some point. That's a lot harder for me to do with the Valkyrie, obviously. So, yeah, I think we're probably going to put the counter... Yeah, let's put the counter on our Packmate here. Why would Packmate die next turn? I don't... That's not going to happen. So, yeah, then we'll Bound in Gold the Valkyrie. Oh, for them, yeah. That too. That's true too. I was confused. Alright, so we stop the flyer. There's that. End our turn. We'll be able to get back Fall of the Imposter next turn, which could matter. So I'm probably going to have to block the Packmate here. Probably, if they attack with everything, I probably have to block everything. Given the capacity for tricks, including the double strike one, it's just not going to be wise for us to just take all the damage in the world this time. It may not have been wise last time. It ended up working out okay because we survived, but we might not have. So I think we want to leave the Oracle in play because it has the ability to gain us life. God. I think I'm going to block with a token, sadly enough. Yeah, we're going to block with the token. I think we need to keep these around. Too much can go wrong in this set in terms of tricks. We are going to kill this, which is good. Yeah, so that goes off. I wish I had... Oh, no, I can do it. I have 8 mana, right? So I'm even going to get to double spell here. This is going to be pretty gross. So, well, I guess maybe we want to attack first. Nah, if we can get the counter, we should. Yeah. See you later, X-Guard Fragger. Thanks for your work, though. I appreciated it. Alright, then we're going to play Fall of the Imposter. So, I think we put the counter on Oracle and then attack with both of these. See what they got. We could easily have some more tricks and stuff, but I mean, I'm okay with making them use them. Okay, one of them gets Iron Verdicted. They may just take the other one. Yep. It's a pretty good turn. I mean, even though the Iron Verdict part wasn't how we drew it up. Maybe about to blow this up or something, like with the Changeling. Which would suck, but, you know. We got value out of it between this token and the life we gained, and trading for a card of theirs. We would like it to stay in play so that right now it'll kill the Scorn Effigy. Luckily, this card, the way it's worded, I thought it would be that your opponent chooses one with the highest power, which would be bad news for us right now. But I've played it before, and they don't. I guess it doesn't say target opponent chooses a creature to exile. But the fact that it doesn't have the word, like, target on it seemed weird. And it doesn't target. Like, this would get around hexproof. It's like a weird green-white edict effect almost. And that's what makes it so weird. But you actually get to choose if there's more than one with the same amount of power. The person who controls Fall of the Imposter does. So keep that in mind. It's not immediately obvious, but I've learned that. Not the hard way, actually, because I think last time it happened to me, it ended up helping me. I wasn't playing against it, but I was playing with it. So. This Divine Gambit is getting... We're probably going to end up playing it soon. I mean, the likelihood that they have good permanence in their hand is kind of low at this point. I mean, I don't think we need to do it yet. We'd like the chance to decrease even more. But... Ah. Okay. They got theirs... Wait, what happened? Oh, they didn't have a creature to exile. Ouch. That's rough. Okay. Well, we drew our other Bound in Gold, which I think is good. Yeah, so I think we put the counter here. In this case. Question is, how much do I want to attack with here? So we're going to put Bound in Gold on the Scald. So they can crack back for 4. You know, if they have double strike tricks and stuff like that, it's going to be even more. Oh, you know what? I probably shouldn't have done that, because now I don't get to choose. But it does help me out this turn, so I'm not going to complain too much. So they have to block one of these. Now, they could have another Iron Verdict, but the fact that they have to block one of these makes me feel reasonably confident about this attack. If this is another Iron Verdict, it's not going to be awesome for us. But we'll probably would be okay if it was. But yeah, next turn we're going to get Master Scald now, which has already been removed. So that's kind of kind of suboptimal. But we do get value out of doing this turn, and I think that matters. They may have Warhorn Blast here. That would be a problem. This would still die, but Scorn Effigy would not. No, just Mammoth Growth. That's basically had the same outcome. Okay. Am I in a position where I have to block with my Clarion Spirit? I don't know. It is pretty scary against a deck like this one. We'll probably be Divine Gambiting on our turn. This situation is frustrating. Like, the fact that I did it this way. I should have put it on the Effigy and then just tanked a hit from the Master Scald, and then it would have died. We wouldn't have had the attack we just had. But it's not like it went super well anyway. So, hindsight and all that. Alright, they didn't attack, which I think is pretty good news for us. I think we're Divine Gambiting on our turn. I don't understand. I mean, if they had a permanent, they would play it. Okay, well, now they did play one, unfortunately. Okay. Okay, so... Now that I drew this Valkyrie, it's probably right to play it. So, alright. I'm definitely attacking with this. The question is, how much can they hit me for on the crackback if I'm not careful? Too much is the answer, but I'm going to attack with the Oracle. I mean, if that's a straight-up trade, I'm going to be pretty happy. It is. We might as well, you know, exile a creature. We've already used our other card that does that, so we're not losing any value. And all we're gaining is making our opponent think we might have a more expensive spell. So we'll cast it for the reduced cost. So they're dead in the air next turn. Unless they do something here. I probably block with our Clarion Spirit on the Warrior if it attacks, just because there's so many... yeah. So many things that could kill us. Like, with Kaya's Onslaught in the format, you basically, especially in these late game scenarios where you're like... You know, if... they're attacking and the attack seems strange and you're like, okay. Usually it means that that's what they have. You can use that to your advantage too. And this is kind of a free attack for them, because if I block with the Spirit, they just boast it and it'll kill my Clarion Spirit. But at this point, we're okay with that because of the damage we think we can do in the air. Yeah, so we're going to Divine Gambit this token, and that should do it for us. Yeah. Let's see what the permanent they have is. But hopefully, it's not anything. What do they have in their hand? Oh my god. Okay, well, that slows things down for a turn. But we should still be okay. Yep, that's where Divine Gambit gets you. Ugh. Luckily, it doesn't give flying or anything. If it did, I would have gone after the sword, and that would have been pretty nice. Actually, I guess in the end it wouldn't have been. Maybe I should have just played Goldmot Champion that turn? Nah. They would have played the Lindworm on their own turn, and things would look really similar. Yeah, so we'll be blocking you, Mr. Lindworm. Do we get to win in the air? Well, we won't immediately, but we actually will be able to buy ourselves at least one more turn, even if this doesn't go the way we want it to. And it does. See, Divine Gambit worked out. I mean, it could have really gone sideways there when they played that worm, but luckily we had enough bodies on the board and life that it wasn't the end of the world. So it wasn't nearly as effective as it was in our first 2 times we cast it, where it like literally was just like 2 mana, exile something. But it was still pretty effective overall. Yeah, I don't think we can keep this one. We do have both our colors and everything, but I don't know. Maybe we can. It's a risky one. I mean, if we draw a 3rd land, we're kind of in business. We can play everything in our hand, well, except these 2. And we might be able to play this if our Golden Maw Champion dies. This hand could really use, like, our Foretell Wolf guy. Boy, if I was on the draw, I would definitely keep this. On the play, I'm less convinced of what I want to do. Thank you for the follow, Mackie Baby and Ajino. And Elvin Dork the Wanderer. Oh, boy. Yeah, I'm going to mulligan. Oof. This is definitely a better hand, but it hurts my soul a little bit. But it is a better hand for sure. So, what the heck do I want to get rid of? I guess, no. It's hard to know what to get rid of here. Boy, it's not, I think it's probably one of these green cards. And I guess it's probably the Packmate we want to keep, because he'll help us draw. He'll help us make up for mulliganing, basically. So, but yeah, I'm not. Those were a couple of difficult choices, that's for sure. That makes our hand a lot better. Okay. Trying to decide if I want to hold on to the Raptor to double spell. It's not really going to do a whole lot in this early game, but I'm not that close to being able to double spell anyway, so I think I'll just play it. Oh, that's pretty good. Trying to decide if I want to just play... If I want to play my Packmate here first or Bound in Gold. I think we probably just go with Bound in Gold and attack them. So we did draw green mana. That's good news. Bad news is our opponent is way ahead of us in terms of cards. We're ahead on board, I guess, which is nice, but it doesn't take much to change that. See what they decide to do. Take our Master Scald away from us. That's mean. Okay, so I think we play Packmate here. We kind of hope we draw land. Well, maybe we don't want to go that route. Now we're gonna do it. Land, land, land. Haha, we did it. Luck is on our side. Alright, so let's attack with our Raptor. Then play Goldmaw Champion. Clarion Spirit is wacky. Like, even if you just get one token out of it, like, we've seen... We got 2 whole tokens out of it last game, and they were pretty key in our winning. Getting that token value. So, Goldmaw Champion can really punish them here if they're not interested in, you know, adding to the board. They keep looking at our Spirit token, which is intriguing. All right, well, we're just going to take 3 here. I wonder if they have 2 damage to everything spell, and that's why they just decided to attack. That wouldn't be great for us, but we'd hold on to these 2, so it wouldn't be cataclysmic either. Yeah, that is what they have. They were trying to get us to block. Alright, well, like I said, it's not cataclysmic. Luckily we have 2 reasonably sized creatures and another one to add to the board. It's interesting they chose to bottom this, I mean, to put it in my graveyard, because at the time I didn't have the mana, and, I mean, it's a big creature. I guess that matters. Okay, they didn't get any mana back for that. That's the good news. Okay, so 5, 6. So that means we can attack with both and use the champion to tap down the Immersturm Raider, which I think we might as well do. It turns out, I mean, we've been aggroing out pretty well with this deck. So far, I mean, you know, we have really good commons like these 2 guys. I mean, Sorrel's Packmate's way better than the champion, but the champion has been very key. I think we have 3 of them, and they have helped us really aggressively go after opponents. You know, I'm not saying we've won here yet, because we definitely haven't. But our deck is performing basically how we wanted to, and has most games, even if we manage to... Yeah, and that's the kind of card that could potentially help us lose the game. That's interesting. I mean, I guess it makes sense. So I can attack with both of these. I guess not. They would block the Immersturm Raider onto my Braggart and just kill my Packmate. So, I mean, I think we attack. It's going to be a little disappointing. I mean, I could wait a turn, but if we attack here and get Bergstrider out of the way, which is what's going to happen, that still means we probably have a pretty good attack next turn. So I think we do it. Hold on to this land. They do still have 3 cards in their hand, so... We're far from getting there, but... If they only play 1 creature, we tap it down, and we can... Yeah, and that is what they're going to do. We can attack through the Raider pretty easily. Okay, so we... 4, 5, 6, 7. So we could actually draw a Bounding Gold here to just end it. So, yeah. So I think that's what we'll do. Try to draw and then obviously attack and boast. Alright, so we're going to attack with both of these. Tap down Haggy Mob. Force a block there, drop them to 2. Yeah, I mean, we don't have any, like, super powerful rares or anything in our deck, but we have some nice commons. Like these guys. Ooh. Yeah, that's not great for us, obviously, for a multitude of reasons. That's the second time we've had to see that card today. Last time our opponent played it, it was much less impactful. This time, I wish I could say the same, but I cannot. Yeah, they play a 4th blocker here, which now means they can survive my attack. They do have to give up a bunch of stuff. And we also have a life linker, which will be helpful. That's not good. That is not good. Okay, well, I'd say we're in trouble now in terms of finishing our opponent. Yeah, so I think we just have to try to go wide and hope that they whiff on their draw, basically. I think that's our plan now. Because if we can go wide enough, we can find a way to punch through 2 damage. So, yeah, we'll play Doomscar Oracle here. And Story Seeker. No, they used Alrun's Epiphany. They didn't Raven form their own stuff. They used the Mythic Rare. Alright, so we end our turn. Hope they whiffed on their draw. And if they did, we can produce a pretty good attack. Not a great one, but a pretty good one. Yeah, so it's getting hard. It's getting hard for us to stabilize. Increasingly difficult. Ooh. 2nd Goldmaw champion, though. That might help. Whiff on your draw. Come on. Land. Play land. No, I don't think it's a land, given how long they're looking at it. So we can attack and tap down the 2 really big ones, and then the 3... Yeah. And that would get us through for lethal. If they don't play another creature, and if they don't have a spell. These are pretty big ifs, unfortunately. Alright, well, it's going to come down to this attack. But I think we're in a position where we have to do it. I mean, if they can stop us from doing lethal here, they're going to kill us on the backswing. Alright, we're going to go for it. I guess the creature with more toughness makes sense. Yeah, run ashore would be bad. There's a lot of things that get us here, but if the game goes much longer, we won't have much of a hope. Okay. Whew. They were bluffing. That was a good bluff. Had me freaking out, that's for sure. Thank you for the sub, Edgewalker. Edgewalker's a pretty cool Magic card. Yeah, it's funny, when I did this draft, I was like, this doesn't feel great, and it was mostly just because I didn't feel like we really got there on, like, a token deck, but, you know, I think, you know, we're just basically mostly a good stuff aggro deck without any real synergy anywhere. Which, in a lot of formats recently, wouldn't have worked out so well, but it's working out. You're welcome for the content, Dr. Bloodybones. Speaking of content, if you enjoy my Magic content, you may not already know that I also have a history YouTube channel called Nitsahone History. I have a PhD in history, and I put it to use on that channel more than I do on my Magic channel. So check it out. If you like listening to me talk about Magic, you might like that, and you can subscribe if you like it. There's already 5 or 6 videos up, so check it out. If you want more content from me, that's where you can find it. In addition to Twitch and the Nitsahone Magic YouTube channel. Huh. Interesting. I think... God, why do we always... Normally, I would really want to be going first with this deck, but the way these hands have turned out, it's always like, boy, do I want to go first? I mean, this is basically a dead card till the late game in most scenarios, so it may as well not be here. We can play our Raptor, but that's it. So I kind of think we have to mulligan here. Yeah, this is better. I mean, we don't have an early creature around. And I think I'd probably put Divine Gambit back. Do we have any way to shuffle our deck, though? Are we ever going to get Divine Gambit if we put it back? I kind of don't think we will, but that might be okay. Yeah, we'll put it back. We have both our colors in this hand, at least. And maybe we'll draw a 2-drop. A 2-drop would be good, because then Fall of the Imposter would really be nice. Okay, well, got both our sagas. This Fearless Pup is not too scary. I think we probably play Battle for Bredegard next turn, and then Fall of the Imposter the turn after that. That seems like the likely scenario. Yeah, that's where we're going to go. Battle for Bredegard. We haven't gotten this yet when we've had one of our spirit tokens in play, unfortunately. So, Divine Gambit, so far, it's been interesting. It's worked for us, for the most part. But it does have a really big downside, obviously enough, so... I don't think the pup's, like, terrible, but you're right that it's not as good as people seem to be treating it. So, let's play our Braggart here. I was thinking about playing the Fall of the Imposter. I guess I could start to get it online now. But the Braggart causes more problems. I mean, I guess I could put a token here, but we want to double our tokens anyway. So I think we just want to play the Braggart here. We may just trade it for Breakneck Berserker, but that doesn't seem terrible to me. Maybe I should have attacked with those. I'm not planning on blocking with them, most likely. But, what was I saying? Yeah, so Divine Gambit is... Uh-oh. We're going to have to shut that down. Luckily we can, because that gets crazy. But Divine Gambit, you know, I gave it a D in my set review. I think it's more like a C. It's basically just a really expensive removal spell. That's how it plays. But it is an expensive removal spell that deals with everything. And that's pretty nice, I think. So, do I still want to trade? I don't think so. We're only going to get one token out of the last chapter. It's our opponent's a meanie. Okay, so I think we attack with our Braggart and then play another one. I may just put Bounding Gold on the Berserker, I guess. Yeah, so... Yeah, I think we just want to play the other one. I was considering doing this anyway, but I don't have anything else to do with my mana if that's what I decide to do this turn, and that seems kind of rough. Maybe we just want to play Fall of the Imposter, though. Pump up a token and start getting closer to the exile effect. Yeah, I like it. We'll put a counter here. This means it can trade with the Breakneck Berserker, at least, even though Bloodsky Berserker can mess us up. Yeah, I mean, we've played Divine Gambit 3 times out of our 4 games, and every time we've played it, it played a significant role in getting us there. We did have one game where our opponent played a Lindworm with it, and we would have won that turn if they played basically anything else off of Divine Gambit, but we still won the game. We were in good enough position that it didn't matter. Uh-oh. That is not good. That is really not good. Okay, so we're going to block. Take this 3... So we're at a place right now where I don't really think we want to play Bounding Gold all that much. Mostly because of our Fall of the Imposter. So I think we probably just play out another Braggart. I guess I can attack with this one. But I think having them both back is good because they have to attack with everything here if they want to draw cards or whatever. So I think we leave them both back. So they can attack with both of these. I'll probably... They both have This will have Menace if they double spell. They could, yeah. So they have decent attacks here that will draw them cards, but I think we have decent blocks. Yeah, that's less than ideal. Luckily, it's not a Berserker. So that's an aggressive attack. It worries me a little, but I don't feel like there's very much that wrecks us here. You know, it's probably better to do this, but other than that, there's not that much that wrecks us here. They might have something, but yeah. I mean, I give up a token instead of nothing, but I think the token had done its thing. Uh-oh. So, the good news is we can put Bounding Gold on Toralf's Hammer. Yeah, that's probably what we're going to do. We are so low on life, though, that things are a little scary. They don't have any Berserkers, so Chapter 3 won't do anything, but I do think... Yeah, I think we have to put Bounding Gold on Toralf's Hammer here. And then... I guess I'm going to attack with the smaller one here. I should have done that first, but... Let me play a Raptor. No mana out of Chapter 3. I'd like to gain some life against this black-red deck, please. Okay. Well, now we'll be bounding that in gold. That's what I'm trying to say. Man, if only I had a little more mana. But, you know, I can live with it. Yeah. So, I think we kind of have to not attack because the pup can do some significant stuff to us. I guess it already can because of Boast. So maybe I have to attack and Boast. Maybe that's better here. Just accept the fact I'm taking another 2 this turn. And I can also still play Clarion Spirit. So, yeah. Well, maybe I block. I think I leave back the Raptor just to be extra cautious here. Really? I was going to say... We do that, and we play our Spirit. Yeah. This one's close. That, not great news either. Menace and all that, and they have 2 snow mana. Run Amok just kills us here, is the thing. Yeah, I think we have to block. Wait, Run Amok gives Trample, doesn't it? So, it would still almost kill us, but I guess it won't. I like that. Well, that is not great. So, I think we have to put Bounding Gold on the Draugr. Although, I guess we could double block it. We can put it on the Flyer, which is kind of harder for us to stop and double block it, but any removal basically kills us, although they have to have a lot of mana. So I think we do put it on the Flyer. Yeah, put it on the flyer. We do still have Fearless Pup, which is a problem. Also staring at us. So, you know, they can get pretty close to killing us here with just a little something in their hand. Yeah, I was going to say, they kind of have to do the menace thing now. Interesting. So, I have to double block. They may have what they need to kill us, but let's make them do it. They may just drop us to 1, or 2, rather. I could live with that. That's brutal. So we don't die this turn, but we get absolutely wrecked. And yeah, that means they can kill us this turn. I guess we'll make them do it. But yeah, they just said good game, so they know. All right. Well, that's our first loss. And we did, you know, we did reasonably well. That deck got us way too low on life, though, before we were really able to get our feet under us. That +2/+0 trick can be pretty sweet. It's especially gross when someone uses it on something with an enter the battlefield ability. That's when it's the most fun. Alright, this is a surprisingly slow hand, but I do think we keep it. That makes it a lot better, because now I have something to do on turn 2. That always feels good. Generally in this format, it's pretty hard not to have something to do on turn 2. Because of Foretell, plus, you know, 2-drops being a thing. Well, Broken Wings does deal with that. That's good news. They do get to draw a card, so it doesn't make as big of a difference as one might want it to. But yeah. I think we'll play Goldmont Champion here. Then next turn we can Packmate and Bound in Gold. We don't have one of our double spell payoffs in play, but that's okay. If they want to spend their turn like equipping this, I think we're pretty cool with it. It would be kind of funny to have man up for Broken Wings when they did it, but... Okay. Yeah, there's a counter. Why did I think I could Bound in Gold too? No one knows. Yeah, that's next turn that I can do that. We'll play the Braggart here. Pretty weird, the timing today. We're only going to get 2 drafts in on today's stream. We usually get 3 in. I guess they've both been pretty long. This format is also significantly slower. Back in the days of Dominaria, it was usually only 2, so... So if they attack me here... Oh boy, I am kind of scared of blocking this Infernal Pet. I think we can just take it here. I think we're more worried about the pet than we are the Berserker. Yeah. So let's play Packmate here. Ooh. Interesting. Am I brave enough here to take another turn to not immediately impact anything? I think I am. Getting the clock rolling on removal is definitely worth it. I may just end up having to block this Berserker if it ever attacks me, but... Uh-oh. Yeah, we're in trouble. Carter Doomscourge really creates serious, serious problems in terms of reach. Like, it's just so good at pressuring you. I have to attack with all my stuff this turn. If I block here, I end up losing 2 life, and they get a zombie token out of the deal. But I kind of have to do it. They also gain 2 life. So... Gross. Gross, 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 gross. So we have to attack here, unfortunately. Can they just kill us on the backswing no matter what we do? Cardor has been pretty gross. Like, I've been in so many situations where it's done this to me, where it just comes down and it's like, yeah... no, you're dead. And, like, how am I not dead? You know, I am. There's not anything I can do. This is a time where playing Fall of the Imposter and not adding to my board did hurt. But I don't know how much of a difference it really would have made. Yeah, there's not really anything we can do to not die here. We have to attack. We don't have a choice. Yeah. I don't know why I'm bothering, but... yeah. Alright, we dead. Wait a second. Are we? Now we definitely aren't. Yeah. It's funny, because I think the black-red deck is super unsynergistic, but that Signpost Uncommon is insane. Like, I think almost every time I've seen someone play it against me, I've lost. And it does, you know, it's not so great like on turn 4, usually, but it's still pretty good on turn 4, and then in the late game, it's just absurd. Gives you, like, all the reach you could ever want for finishing someone off. So... it's like, well, first of all, you're not going to have any blockers. Second of all, everything that dies is going to drain you life. So, enjoy. This is a pretty good hand. I probably just go for a curve out here instead of foretelling. I think that makes sense. Like, you know, I'll probably play the Champion on turn 3 and then Packmate turn 4 rather than the Oracle. Just because the Oracle we can, you know, get into play a little more efficiently later. Can't do that with the Champion. I guess if they kill my Story Seeker here, I'd consider just going with the Valkyrie. Okay. Well. Let's attack them. And then play Goldmoth Champion here. wonder whether they have enough legendaries to really make that work for them. I could consider an attack here and then foretelling our packmate. I do have a free attack basically with Goldmot Champion since it's a 2/3. I think I'm just going to attack with the champion. There's a good chance they just take it. Because, you know, I could have any number of things that will mess up the block, and, yeah. But they can block too, and we're okay with that. So the question now is, what do I want to play here? Because the Braggart is definitely the biggest sort of threat. But Packmate, I mean, there's also the Valkyrie, which can just attack in the sky whenever. I think we go with Packmate here. So yeah, you need like 3 or 4 legendary creatures probably to run this, just so she can draw you cards. She's basically never going to be a 6/6 with Vigilance, sadly, but you know, yeah, that hammer is scary so far in this format. Right, I think I'm actually gonna attack here, tap down Kolvori, and then play, well, if they kill one of my creatures, probably the Valkyrie. If they don't, probably the Oracle. Yeah. So we're gonna go, no thank you. They probably block the champion, yeah. We're okay with that. I mean, this does make anything into a threat, so we would like a way to blow it up at some point. But, for now, I think we can live with it. Yeah, so let's play the Valkyrie, a little cheaper. We do have our Scald still, who might need the fuel in the graveyard, but it is slow, is the good news for Dwarven Hammer. And we have them under a significant amount of pressure. Wouldn't mind drawing away to kill the hammer, but, you know. I think our Valkyrie might be dead. Well, that's interesting. Okay. We have 6 mana, right? So we could actually Doomscar Oracle, Fall of the Imposter this turn. So I think I'm going to attack here with my Valkyrie. See if we get to do that. The fact that they didn't equip this even tells me they got something. A couple somethings maybe. Yeah, so Frostbite, sure. I guess if I'd put a counter on it, it wouldn't have died, but they would have just done it in response. So, you know, wouldn't have made that much of a difference. So player Doomscar Oracle. Then play Fall of the Imposter. I guess I put the counter on our Packmate. Yeah. See if it eats a Demon Bolt in response. No. Not quite as efficient, so I don't hate it. So they had lots of stuff to do with their mana there. Okay. So all right. 4, 5, 6. We're 1 mana short of being able to play both of them, which would be pretty sweet. So we're gonna attack with Doomscar Oracle here. If they trade, they, you know, that's fine by us, I think. Because this will kill one of their creatures next turn. I'm sure they're trying to put Dwarven Hammer and stuff on this Firewalker. Do I want to play my Mentor or my Braggart? They have a trick here, I think, to save her. Yeah. I think we're okay with that. So the Mentor giving us 2 bodies definitely matters. The Braggart will be a better attacker next turn. Yeah. I mean, it won't be a great attacker because of Dwarven Hammer anyway, so I think we go with the Mentor, because it can actually... Well, so can he, but we get to keep a body around, so we'll play our Mentor here. We're at 26, so we're not under nearly as much pressure as we might be from these sorts of cards. Okay, so I'm just going to block the Firewalker. This can hit me for 2. I don't really care. I think killing the Firewalker is a big deal. They could have a trick. Maybe they'll just boast. Ooh, that's gross. The good news is they don't have the indestructibility, but they don't need it. They can just use Kolvori to fight Story Seeker here, which sucks. If they do that, we're probably killing Kolvori with their fall, though, so we're not out of luck or, you know, anything, but that's a strong card to hit either way. I think they must be deciding if they want to play a trick here, which might keep them from being able to Blizzard Brawl. I don't know what I would do if I had a trick in their situation. Yeah, I think I'd probably just let it happen. So they're going to kill our Story Seeker here. We do get 2 life. So there's that. And then she's going to die on our turn. Not that she's been especially frightening or anything, but they now have no creatures, so that's cool. I like it. Then we can double spell here with Oracle Braggart. Gain a little bit more life. We are in top deck mode officially. They're not, and they have a card that will make any of their creatures into a threat. The only good news is we have way more life, and we're in pretty good board position. Not amazing, thanks to Dwarven Hammer, but it takes a lot of mana to play a creature and equip a creature. Well, that's less than ideal. Shoot. So I could attack and drop them to 8 here. Doesn't seem worth it to me. I think we just play this Oracle in their turn. Yeah, that's a big old creature. We do still have significant removal spells left in our deck. Significant number, that is. Okay, you're not a removal spell, but you'll help. What we need to do is draw our Gold Maw, whatever, Majigger. That's what we need to do. Yep. Do they attack, though? I mean, I just take it if they attack. So we have so much life that, like, top decking removal would be pretty backbreaking. Like, if they attack with this, even if they don't attack with it, removal would be pretty great for us because we'd put it on the Outrider and just attack with everything. It's not too shabby. Well, that's not removal. Alright, so we're going to end our turn for now. Next turn, we'll get to go pretty wide. But yeah. Uh-oh. Well, that's the card. You know, so far these things are all things we can beat. Now, Sfella is like the first thing we would remove if we get the chance to play removal. They're 1 mana away from the ability, but that ability's nuts once you can get it going. And it's not that hard to get it going from where they are right now. Giving trample to this huge creature is going to be bad news. We may just attack with everything here no matter what. Shoot. That is frustrating. No, I don't think we can. This deck may have gone from 4-0 to 4-3. Yeah, I mean, we could attack with everything. They block the 3 big guys. They take 5. It's not worth it. I think we have to really hope we draw a really impactful card this turn. So the annoying thing is, if they just draw a land here, they have access to Svella's ability. And if they don't have a land, they're doing something to the board. And that's what makes Svella gross, is in the late game, it's going to cast one of the, you know, the best card in the top few cards of your deck every turn, even if your opponent can only draw lands, you know? So it is a problem. I wish I had Warhorn Blast in this deck. I think in the end we probably did want one. I think our deck was a little better at going wide than I thought it would be. You know, I felt like Battle for Britigard was our main way of doing it. And, you know, we only have one. Okay. That could matter. I think we put it on Svella. We need to turn that ability off. They're going to use it in response, unfortunately. But hopefully they hit nothing. Turning that ability off gives us a chance going forward, though. Unless they hit something insane with it. Okay, that's not insane. And it's not a blocker, either. So, I'm kind of okay with that. Why did they put it on Svella? Interesting. So right now, if I attack with everything... we take 9, 12 on the crackback. I think we can survive that. I say, let's do it. Plus, we can untap our Braggart, depending on how they block. I'm guessing that Outrider blocks our Braggart, but... yeah. Alright, so we do get rid of that entirely, which doesn't hurt. And we crack in for 7. Drops them to 5. We're gonna need to find a little more help to make things work for us, but... well, that's not helpful for us. I'm not sure, now that they've done this... oh, they put it on the rune. Gross. Well played. Not on Svella. That makes more sense. So they can almost kill us, but... oh, man. I mean, we drew that Bound in Gold, which almost got us there, but... we still drew more lands than we wanted to at the end of this game. This hammer is going to be a problem. As I've, you know, basically been saying this whole time. So we're just going to take this 7. I'm just not sure how... what do we have? This is where our lack of a really powerful card is not good, because there's just like nothing in our deck that can fix this problem for us. Yeah, so I think we're dead. It does suck to go from 4-0 to 4-3, as we've done. But, you know, we won more than we lost. It's been pretty consistent in this format. I've been right around 3-3, 4-3 a lot of the time. Okay. So, let's block with some tokens. We probably die. Get close to it anyway. It's unfortunate they played Spella, because if I could have put it on another creature, it would have made a really big difference. One of them earlier would have made a big difference, too. Yeah. I think that pretty much should seal it. If they continue to be really conservative... Yeah, they're not. I was going to say, if they keep being conservative, we might have a chance here. Hang on a second. Is there any way for me to hold on to enough stuff to do 5 damage back to them? So, if we throw a token here, and another token there... No, there's no way. Not quite. Yeah. We have to block everything. And we have to more than block that. 4 gets through right now the way I'm blocking. Wait a second. No, yeah. There's no way. Oh yeah, you're not attacking. I knew that. Okay. Bring the damage. Oh, I kind of forgot about that. No, there really wasn't a way. Yeah, we kind of thought they might have that. Yeah, they got us. Dwarven Hammer, man. It is real good. Yeah, basically took that game over for them. Yep, so 4-3 in the end.